Put the credit card down. Every major retailer in the country just hung a giant World Cup sign over their TV section and started slashing prices by $2,000. It looks like the greatest buying opportunity of the year. Some of it is. Some of it is a warehouse clearance operation disguised as a gift. Right now, there are 4 televisions with massive, verified discounts that are genuinely worth your attention, and every single one of them has a hidden flaw that the World Cup marketing will never mention. Today, we are going through all 4, from the one that will embarrass you in front of your guests to the one that turns your living room into the best seat in the stadium. The tournament starts soon. The inventory will not last. Let us move. If you have ever regretted a big purchase made under tournament pressure, subscribe. We cut through the hype every single week. Starting at the bottom of the best. Number 4 is the Hisense UR8S, 100 inches. Yes, 100 inches. The pitch to buy this television writes itself. You get a literal wall of screen for a price that would have been unthinkable 2 years ago. And Hisense is pushing brand new RGB mini LED technology that they claim can hit 3,500 nits of peak brightness. That is not a misprint. The stadium green on a sunny afternoon looks radioactive. The white jerseys pop. The crowd graphics explode with color that makes every other screen in the room look like it was printed on newspaper. For a World Cup watch party, this television makes an entrance. Nobody walks into a room with a 100-inch screen and stays quiet about it. Then the penalty shootout happens. This is where Hisense cut the corners that paid for that astonishing price. The processor inside the UR8S struggles with high-velocity objects crossing the frame. A ball launched hard across the pitch does not travel cleanly. It smears. That smear leaves a visible trail behind it, a blurry comet your eye catches and cannot ignore once you have seen it. Phil bought the UR8S specifically for the tournament final. He hosted 20 people. The first half was spectacular. Then, a striker drove across into the box at full speed, and 3 people in the room simultaneously asked what was wrong with the ball. Phil described it as watching the most beautiful TV he had ever owned turn the most important moment of the match into a headache. The brightness was real. The motion processing was not ready for the job. Who is this for? Anyone hosting a casual party where ambiance and scale matter more than precision. Nobody is running slow motion replays on a living room television. But if the people in your room are serious about the sport and will notice fastball tracking issues, the UR8S will let you down at exactly the wrong moment. Subscribe if you want to keep getting this kind of honest breakdown before you make a decision this size. Number 3 is the Samsung S95F QD-OLED, and the specific problem this television solves is one that ruins more World Cup viewing experiences than any hardware flaw. The afternoon game. Every tournament has them. 2 p.m. kickoffs with the sun at full angle directly into the living room window, turning the screen into a mirror that reflects your ceiling fan instead of showing you the match. Standard OLED panels cannot fight this. Their brightness ceiling is not high enough to overpower direct sunlight, and the reflective glass surface makes it worse. The S95F has a matte anti-reflective coating engineered to physically absorb direct glare rather than bounce it back at you. Rtings testing confirms it handles daytime glare better than any other OLED currently available. Combined with QD-OLED color architecture that fires pure red and green pixels without a white filter stage, the afternoon match on an S95F looks cleaner, more saturated, and more alive than on any standard OLED panel at any price. The pitch is the right color of green. The sponsor boards around the perimeter are readable. You are watching the game, not fighting your own window. Truva is a 2-part problem that Samsung has carried for years without fixing. First, no Dolby Vision. When you open any streaming platform on the S95F to watch tournament coverage mastered in Dolby Vision, the television automatically downgrades the signal. You have a reference level panel watching a compressed version of the broadcast because of a corporate licensing decision. Second, the panel has no polarizer. The matte coating wins against direct sun brilliantly. But once the afternoon game ends and someone turns on a lamp for the evening match, the infinite OLED blacks shift to a visible purple haze. A viewer described their partner switching on a reading light at halftime and asking why the pitch had gone a strange color. That is exactly what happens. Daytime champion. Evening liability. Know your schedule before you commit. Number 2 is the TCL QM8K 98-inch, and this television is doing something that should not be economically possible. A 98-inch screen with a dense mini LED backlight array, thousands of independent dimming zones, and quantum dot color, at a price point that represents a verified $2,000 discount according to Notebookcheck retail tracking. For scale, a 98-inch screen fills an entire wall in most living rooms. The goalkeeper taking a goal kick appears roughly life-size. The crowd behind the net becomes an actual crowd rather than a visual texture. For the person in the center seat, the QM8K delivers a level of immersion that nothing else on this list approaches at this price. The local dimming handles stadium lighting with genuine competence. The brightness overpowers ambient room light. The color rendering on well-lit daytime content is punchy and accurate in a way that makes smaller, more expensive televisions feel timid by comparison. A Reddit user hosting a tournament party described the moment guests walked in and saw the 98-inch screen for the first time. 3 people took out their phones immediately to photograph it before the match even started. Then he noted something else. The friend standing near the kitchen and the one sitting at the edge of the sectional kept commenting that the pitch looked a bit washed out compared to what he was seeing from the couch. That is the VA panel at work. The viewing cone on the QM8K is narrow. Dead center delivers the full performance. 15 to 20 degrees off axis and the contrast drops, the colors flatten, and the grass loses its depth. For a crowd spread across a wide room, the host gets the VIP experience and the guests get a compromised one. Who is this for? Anyone with a long, narrow room where the seating faces the screen directly, and the scale of a 98-inch panel is the primary objective. Who should pass? Anyone hosting in a wide open space where guests will be spread at various angles to the screen. And now, the one that does not require you to manage any of those trade-offs. The LG G6 OLED. Imagine the best seat you have ever had at a live sporting event. Not the cheap seats where you are reading the back of someone else's head. The seat where the pitch stretches out in front of you with actual depth, where the white lines on the grass are crisp and bright, where the floodlights at a night match cast real shadows across the turf, where you can see the goalkeeper's face clearly at the far end of the pitch. That seat, that specific quality of presence and clarity. The G6 puts that seat in your living room, not because of a specification on a box, because it is the only consumer television that can produce genuine, total darkness in one pixel and a bright, sharp highlight in the pixel directly beside it without either bleeding into the other. A white jersey in a dark tunnel. A ball crossing in front of a shaded stand. A floodlit pitch against a night sky. Every element of that image arrives with the weight and dimension it has in reality. The screen stops being a screen. The match becomes something you are watching, rather than something you are seeing on a display. And unlike the TCL's narrow viewing cone, the G6 delivers its full picture quality across the widest seating arrangement on this list. Every guest, regardless of where they sit, sees the same image. No compromised side seats. No washed out corners. Consumer Reports places the G6 at the top of their 2026 OLED rankings. Geek Squad service data confirms the lowest callout rate of any premium panel in their current inventory. The Truva ATI is narrow, but real. The anti-reflective lens layer on the G6 produces a faint green color shift in bright white content when viewed from a very sharp off-axis angle, well beyond any normal seating position. AVForums confirmed this with spectrophotometer measurements. From any seat in a normal viewing arrangement, nobody will see it. From an extreme side position during a bright white scene, it is measurable. If your room has someone watching directly beside the screen, it is worth knowing. If your seating faces the screen, it is irrelevant. The World Cup discount on the G6 is real, and it will not survive the tournament. Inventory on the current configuration has been dropping at verified retailers since the bracket announcement. If you are serious about this purchase, the window is shorter than you think. And here is what comes next. The tournament ends, the big screen frenzy fades, and the small television market becomes the most dangerous buying environment of the year. Retailers will be pushing compact models onto anyone who missed the World Cup deals. And that category has more hidden traps per price point than any other segment we cover. If you are shopping for a second room, a bedroom, or a smaller space before our next video goes up, you are walking in without the information you need. We will see you there.